Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Krashy, and yep, Pred Talk is here. Lots of things to dive into. I just got home from work, and yeah, got to give my opinions because, of course, I'm always keeping my eyes on Pred. I've taken a couple breaks now. I'm very critical of the game, but we got to give my thoughts, give my concerns, say what I like, say what I don't like. Let's go ahead and dive into it. They did a full blog post, but it's basically everything that's in the video. So we're going to watch the video. I'm going to pause at different intervals, and we're going to give our thoughts. Drop a like on the video, subscribe for future Predecessor content, and yeah, let's get into this. See what's going on.
Greetings, champions. I'm Robbie Singh, founder and CEO of Omeda Studios.
Absolutely, you are.
I'm here to share some exciting news about the future of Predecessor, including some specifics about what's coming soon.
Very good. Xbox coming soon is a good thing. It is a good thing. Might as well since PlayStation's already out.
Beta has exceeded all of our expectations. I want to say a huge thank you to all our PlayStation players. But we're not done. When we started making Predecessor, we committed to making it available to as many players,
naturally,
as many platforms as
that's
we can.
the best market you can go for.
That commitment. So I'm very happy to announce that Xbox players will be able to join the Symphony of Heroes in just a few short weeks. Predecessor is coming to Xbox Series S and Series X consoles on March 28th.
That might be better, just for the sake of context.
Will include full feature and update parity with PlayStation and PC versions, and of course will ship with crossplay, meaning you can
naturally. This all to be expected. Very good, very good.
To play on. I'm personally incredibly excited to introduce the entire Xbox community to Predecessor. More details, including how to download and get started, are coming in the next few weeks.
And this is a pretty big thing. We can't undersell this. We'll talk about it in a second.
On the battlefield.
We'll talk about it in a second. Localization.
Speaking of making Predecessor as accessible to as many players as possible, I'm also excited to share that we have begun to localize the game into a number of languages so that friends from around the world can join the fun. Starting March 28th, PC players can benefit from 6 new language options.
PC players, so it'll come out on console later.
French, German, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, and simplified Chinese.
Okay, so the TLDR of a lot of this early part of the video, which I probably won't even let it play, is that they're getting the game in the hands of more people. For PC, later it'll come out for console. They're getting more languages. They're opening the barrier for entry for, or they're opening the barrier for entry for people to get into the game and actually be a part of the game, not just testing it, so to speak, because you can actually read your native language if you're one of the 6 languages here, along with English, and then you can actually play on multiple consoles. So we saw a gigantic spike in the player base going to PlayStation. I do think that PlayStation will probably have yielded a bigger spike of players initially, but the difference is that this is open beta. So they're going to talk about that here in a little bit. Obviously, you've already seen this by now, and you just want my opinion. Let's look at the visual enhancements, and then we'll go into the rest of the video.
Throughout 2024, believe me when I say that the changes are amazing.
It's like the saturation slider is up and the shadows are heavier. I wonder if this is going to look like this whenever I play on low medium settings, because I can't stand having low frames, but this is undeniably really nice. All right, let's take a look at it again, just for the sake of saturation up, more color, and more shadows. I'm also trying to see if there's more foliage. It's hard to say,
with this latest change,
but it looks way better, right? It does. This looks super washed out. Yes, very good.
Beyond what was previously possible.
Very good.
But this is just the start, just a new baseline. I'm thrilled to tell you that we've begun work iterating on the structure of the main map too, and
I love that he commits to they're working on iterating on the main map. Again, this is one of those big points. It's one of the biggest things I have against them is why haven't they done this before? And also, even for the sake of this video, they could have cut to a 2 or 3 second clip of one of the designers working at his workstation. Well, I mean, they don't have a studio to record that, but just even a footage of them moving the map elements around just to make it seem a little bit more real. I know this is such a small detail, but to make it actually seem real that they're going to make map changes, I would have loved to see map changes squeak into open beta. It would have been the perfect culmination of all of these things hitting at once. And it's the same for ranked, right? We're going to talk about ranked because it's coming up, but I just would have loved for this to have hit a little bit more. Although I do think that this is a really great video.
Wait to share more news and changes in the coming months.
Item rework is nice, necessary for 6 items.
I want to talk about an exciting change to the way we're handling items coming this April. Soon, we'll be moving from 5 item slots to 6, a change that has been received extremely positively in internal and private tests, and that I know a lot of you have been asking for. Of course, we'll also be introducing even more new items alongside this change, giving
really
you
good.
more options
Game needs a lot more items.
building out your hero. Finally, as many of you may know, we've also been hard at work on a complete overhaul of our current crest system. Changes to crests are coming.
We've heard about
They won't
that.
be ready for a while yet.
Okay.
I want to reassure you though that we'll have a lot more to share on these changes as we get closer to releasing them.
Cool. New game mode. Again, I wish we would have got some footage of this. I really do. Even if it was just like a
and I'm excited to announce
8-second clip.
One of these will release in the coming months. I know we've discussed potential game modes before, and the development team and I have spent a lot of
See, like this gameplay clip could have been
what doesn't work.
like 2-second, 3-second clip on the new map or new mode.
Too much detail yet, but I can say this first new game mode is designed to be short, casual, and ideal for pick up and play playstyles. I'm personally pretty impressed with what we've landed on, and I cannot wait to see what you think when you get your hands on it. I want ranked mode, you want ranked mode, everybody wants ranked mode. Well, guess what? Ranked mode is coming. Our goal with ranked mode is to provide a competitive predecessor experience for all players of all skill levels, giving everyone a level playing field as they battle it out for leaderboard glory. The preseason will be starting later this year. We can't wait for the initial rollout of ranked mode, but keep in mind that this will be the first iteration.
I'm gonna let this roll and then hit on my thoughts.
On it using your feedback to ensure we're delivering the ultimate competitive experience for our community. Anyone who knows my background knows that I believe in competitive gameplay that is fair and fun for everyone. I truly think that ranked mode is where Predecessor is going to shine the most and is going to be even more fun than the game has been thus far.
Okay, matchmaking.
Earlier this week, along with Early Access Patch 0.15, we launched our new matchmaker and fully custom backend. Rebuilding an entire backend from the ground up was no small feat, but now that it's done, we're in a stronger position than ever before to lean into feature development, service consistency, and perhaps most importantly to the community, the quality of Predecessor's matchmaking. I know from personal experience that no matter how good a game is at its core, bad matchmaking will ruin the experience.
True.
I want you to know that this has been a personal priority for me and all of our design team. I'm happy with the changes that have been made, but I also know that our new matchmaker won't be perfect from day one. We'll need your help and feedback to get it to the best possible state. The good news is that our new backend gives us complete control over every possible parameter, so we can refine and improve the matchmaking experience easily and regularly. It also allows us to set tighter parameters for certain game modes like ranked mode, where players tell us
the new matchmaker, from what I've seen and heard, is doing well, and that's still on casual queue.
Your feedback will drive this effort, so please let us know how you feel about the matchmaking changes.
New skins, this is a really big part. I like it.
You've been asking for more ways to support Predecessor, with many being especially vocal about wanting to purchase more and more interesting skins. We really appreciate your
purchase, earn, however you want to say it.
Clear. So I'm excited to announce that the Undertow skin line is the first major batch of skins we'll be releasing. It's not ready to ship just yet, but I brought along some concept art that I think you're going to like. Alongside fan favorite Undertow Gideon, we're excited to announce new original Undertow skins for Richter, Rampage, Grux,
very cool,
and Zaris.
Super cool, man.
Later this year, alongside a
the Feng Mao one doesn't really hit for me, but I love all the other ones, honestly. They're all amazing.
Circling back to our ongoing closed beta on PlayStation, we wanted to reiterate how immensely grateful we are for your support.
Okay.
You may remember that late last year, we announced community rewards based on the total number of sign-up referrals you helped us hit in the run-up.
I forgot about this, actually. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
We're pleased to reveal that you helped us reach over 31,000 referrals, smashing through the first 2 goals of our referral challenge. Thanks to this, all existing players will now receive a brand new
That's a cool icon
and banner the next
cute.
time they log in. That's
I hate that
not
it's
all,
carries.
however. As one more thank you to our community, we're also gifting everyone who's played so far the final reward of the challenge, the striking Greystone.
This thing's fire.
Skin.
We got to be
Now,
honest.
this
It's
doesn't
fire.
mean referrals are over.
That's such a sick helmet.
Your friends about Predecessor.
Oh, it's such a good skin on one of my favorite heroes too. I love it. It's actually sick.
To that point, and to close out today's announcement, I'm very excited to announce the next phase in Predecessor's development, Open Beta.
This is the whole video. This right here. We're going to talk about it here in about a minute and a half, obviously. But this is literally what the whole video is. And this is probably the only reason I'm like very excited. So yeah, I'm going to leave y'all with that and we'll swing back around.
Predecessor will be entering Open Beta on March 28th, alongside our Xbox launch, and will include our first wave of new languages. Our Open Beta will be completely free to play on all platforms. I'll say that again. Starting March 28th, Predecessor will
Free to play.
Free to play for all players, whether you're on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation, or Xbox. This is a critical phase for our development. We're going free to play for Open Beta because we need as many players as possible playing the game. Lots of players in lots of regions means we can track performance, make data-focused changes, and learn what we need as we move towards the finish line. I don't yet know how long Open Beta will run, but the more people
That's okay.
play, the faster we'll be able to iterate and improve. So please jump back in, bring a friend or two,
Go away, Blizzard.
stream your play sessions, post on social, and most of all, have a blast.
All right, let's hear the closing, and then we're going to jump into my thoughts.
At Studios, I'd like to give you all the biggest thank you imaginable. We built this game for you, and you've been with us every step of the way. This is not going to change. The future is extremely bright for Predecessor. I can't wait for all of you to get your hands on the latest version, and I look forward to seeing you all on the battlefield.
All right, so let's talk about this. The entire thing was just them announcing free-to-play open beta. And the reason I say this is because everything else they kind of brought to the table were things we already knew they were doing, if you've been paying attention. This is more of like an address to people interested into the Xbox community, which is not a bad thing. It's a really good video, don't get me wrong. I'm still very excited about it. But the reason why the implications of this video, this Pred talk, are so good is because this is when you open the floodgates. They're literally preparing in, what, 20 days to release the game free-to-play. I didn't expect that for probably 3 to 6 months, gonna be completely honest. So what this means to me, and this is what I've been kind of exploring with the idea of the back end and listening to Jay Shreds on the recent Predcast last night, talking about the back end, or night before last, whenever it was, talking about the back end, that really was another one of those situations where they were like, hey, after the UI, we're gonna be able to speed up. And the reason I say that is because if they're going free to play, now they have to speed up. Now they have to keep people interested or they're going to get bored. So I wrote down a tweet. I'm going to dive back into everything really quickly, but this is a tweet that I wrote earlier while I was at work, just kind of thinking about everything. And I said, okay, so Pred Talk was sick, but naturally I still have concerns. One, free to play means more players, more demand. Will the meta be able to keep up, or will we see player numbers slowly decline? Two, ranked. We know it's coming, but when? I'd highly suggest it's no later than 1 month after free to play. Three, Amber. When free to play releases, there'll be more things to purchase with Amber. That's going to be a major turnoff for new players if not. So let's talk about that. With more players in the game, you're going to see what we saw. You remember, think about the Meta City chart when PlayStation came on, it jumped up to like 60,000 matches. And then ever since then, it's just kind of dwindled down to about 8 to 10,000 matches per day. We're going to see another one of those. It probably will be really, really big, hopefully, because it's free to play and anybody can jump in. But you don't want to see it plummet. It's going to fall. That's natural. It's going to fall probably forever. But you want to see the baseline, the set point that it can get down to, where it kind of chills at, be way, way higher and not have a massive drop off. And what that takes is implementing content and coming up with new heroes and, adding the ranked mode. And so, those kind of points go together where it's like, hey, ranked, I really hope they don't hold ranked for a really long time. And a lot of what this video did was saying, hey, this is coming, which we already knew about. We already got that look into 2024 blog post like 3 months ago. So we already knew most of this was coming. The big thing is that free to play is coming way earlier than I thought. And that's a little scary, but it's also really, really exciting because that means that everything might come much faster than I was expecting. So this is where I'm at the point where previous Krashy, like yesterday's Krashy, was like, dude, they're too slow. I don't think this game's going to survive. Now I've shifted over, because again, my opinion changes depending on what's going on. My opinion shifted over to, well, hold on now. Maybe that's pretty fast. You know, releasing the game free to play is pretty fast. And the implications of that is that I hope that they're capable to go fast enough to keep those people interested. And that's going to show itself over time. So now I'm really interested. Free to play, big moments like free to play and adding ranked are the things that kind of pull me back, because it's like, okay, more people, better matchmaking, right? A new matchmaker, better matchmaking. So looking at everything that they're talking about adding here, they didn't touch on Amber. They're talking about adding new skins. They showed off some concepts. They didn't touch on Amber at all. And that was my third point on that tweet, is that I really wish they would have said, they would have introduced Amber again, like reintroduced Amber, and talked about when we would be able to buy new things with Amber. And so I think that they missed the mark in this kind of Pred talk, talking about the specifics of when some of these things were coming. And I think it's because they don't want to get locked down into it. You know, we are out of season 3 and early access entirely. We're going into open beta, which I'm really excited about. But it doesn't also put them in that like window where they have to create things and release things within a certain time. So it's really open-ended, but the time, the kind of clock that they are on is that free-to-play clock. Once they hit free-to-play, the clock is ticking, and you got to keep those people interested. So it's really up in the air to see what's going to happen. I am very, very excited about it. Again, I think that this video slightly missed the mark on showing some of those things instead of just like, you know, Wraith gameplay. Like, show us one of your developers like screen of him iterating on the map, and show us like a little bit of the concept of ranked. Like, show us, dude, 1 or 2 ranked images, or like a progress bar going up and a new rank flashing up on the screen. Give us, you know, a little bit more, especially if you're working on it. It's definitely the things that we would want to see. But I think that this is really big news. Let me go to the blog post now so I can kind of take a look at it again and get some additional thoughts. Adding Xbox is phenomenal. Localization, this is good. This is getting people, you know, their hands on the game. A lot of this stuff is going to fade to the background to us very, very quickly. 6 item slot. Again, we knew this was coming. New game mode, we knew this was coming. Dude, show us a 3-second clip of y'all playing it. A 3-second clip, you know, zoom it in so that way we don't see the map, so we don't get too much. Do whatever you got to do. Just show us a little bit. Show us a little bit of the ranked mode. With matchmaking, this is a phenomenal change because we know that this is actually working better. Like I said, watching the Predcast, listen to Jay Shred's talk about the matchmaking. The thing that's so important here is that he brought some statistics to the Predcast, and he was talking about how their data is showing, I'm not going to be specific, their data is showing that the discrepancy in skills has come down a lot. And that's just for pubs, for casuals. They can tune it when they want, and creating their own matchmaker gives them the ability to tune it when they want. This is exactly where they want to be with this, and away from a third-party service. New skins. First of all, the Undertow Fangmao doesn't really hit for me for whatever reason, but I love the other 3. This Grux skin and this Rampage skin are amazing. Zarus is pretty good. Closed beta rewards. This is a phenomenal skin. I'm finally excited to see them cranking in some of this new content, or at least showing off concept for some of this new content. But again, I would have loved for them to hit on Amber. I think that they really missed the mark with Amber. Open beta, this is the entirety of the announcement. Friends, what do y'all think? The implications are really big in a scary way and in a really good way, because now the reality, and again, you can disagree with me, the reality is people are going to still say, oh, it's beta. Once your game is open beta, you're basically launch. That's how the world perceives it. It's how the majority of people that play the game are going to perceive it. First impressions are lasting. Getting people into the game and retaining them is very, very important. So I'm a little worried that I don't want to see them drop the ball on open beta. And if they've already taken this much time, if they needed more time to get some of this other stuff out after they go free to play, I almost wish that they would have pushed the free to play date a little bit further. But not if they are going to nail it, then I'm happy. So let's check it out. Let's see what free-to-play is all about. Let's see how long it takes for them to get to the ranked mode. Let's see how long it takes for them to make it to where we can purchase Affinity, purchase new skins, actually add new skins with Amber. I think all of these things are super important for new players. Like, people are going to want to earn Amber and then do something with it. I really wish for that March 28th date, they would have given us bits and pieces of what they talked about here and said, this will be in that patch. This will be in that patch. I think I would have appreciated that. I think it would have hit a little bit more. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Friends, as always, be sure to be kind to one another. Tell someone you love them, and I'll see you in Predecessor on the 28th and on the next video.